He comes from Croatia originally. He's been boxing pro since 1999. You see the difference in them there. Massive. It must be 6 inches between them. Had an email from Martin Llewellyn, by the way, who is desperate to see our half-naked ring girl. Sorry, Martin. No can do. Nice one from Jeff Taylor. Thank you, Jeff. And also for Gary Shaw. Remember Gary Shaw? Son of pretty boy Roy Shaw. Gary often emails me, I'm glad to say. And yeah, I hope the main event lives up to its billing as well, Gary. I've got a feeling that Bayard's going to come up pretty short here, not only in stature, but in performance. He's won 19, lost 8, stopped 14 of those 19, but he's 32 now. But having said that, the champion's 30, but he's undefeated in 24, 11 of those wins inside the limit, and this is his second defence of the European title. So there's Olivier Beard, and if you measure Beard against Kamal Amran, who last fought Drvis for the title, Amran beats Beard 8 days a week, in my opinion. So what on earth they think that he can do here, I've got no idea. And referee Mickey Van, I suspect, will be counting his fingers eventually. So Stipe Drvis, as it's pronounced, on the very good authority of boxing news editor Claude Abrams.
Auch diese beiden Boxer möchte ich Ihnen vorstellen. In der blauen Ecke Olivier Beard, er ist 34 Jahre alt, hat 27 Kämpfe bestritten, 19 Siege erreicht, davon 14 durch K.O., 8 Niederlagen musste er einstecken. Er wiegt 78,3 Kilogramm. Seine Betreuer sind Khaldi Belaid und Khaldi Mesiane. Und in der roten Ecke Stipe Drvis. Er ist 30 Jahre alt. Als Profi stieg er bisher 24 Mal in den Ring. Jedes Mal verließ er ihn auch als Sieger. 11 Mal davon gewann er durch K.O. Er wiegt 79,1 Kilogramm. In seiner Ecke Erfolgstrainer Michael Thiem und seine Betreuer Christoph Busch und Volker Grill. Meine Damen und Herren, ich darf Sie nun bitten, sich zu erheben, die Nationalhymnen. Und bevor wir uns jetzt auf einen hoffentlich spannenden Europameisterschaftskampf freuen dürfen, darf ich Ihnen noch ganz kurz den Ringrichter vorstellen. Es ist Mr. Mickey Van aus England. Die Herren Punktrichter sind Eso Letosari aus Finnland, Francisco Vázquez aus Spanien und Johannes Olichen aus den Niederlanden. Der Supervisor ist Signore Roberto Rea aus Italien.
Here we go, then Mickey Van calls both fighters over for their final instructions. I don't know why he says that. That's, sorry Mick, but that's a stupid thing to say, mate. No naughties with the head. I mean, where on earth does that come from? I don't know. Anyway, Olivier Beard of France trying to win the European title, and don't forget we saw Drvis's previous defence. His first defence is Kamal Amran, won that one on points over 12 rounds, and pretty convincingly as well. And he's enormous. 6 feet 6 inch. European champion, southpaw to boot. Oh, and the left cross there, catching Beard. And I'm just not too sure if there's a bit of damage on the eye there of Olivier Beard very early on from a left cross. And I did say last time that we saw Drvis, yes, there is a bit of damage. You know, I mean, who's going to beat this guy? He's enormous, and he's very good at what he does.
Don't push, Steve.
Well, it'd be nice to see a closer look at that right eye of Olivier Beard. 32 years of age now, remember, and you do mark up that much more easily the older you get. And also the punches are harder to shake off. And it was a mandatory, by the way, against Amran, the first defence, but this is a voluntary. And I've got to say they've picked a pretty safe passage here, I would say, without trying to be disrespectful to Olivier Beard. Oh, lovely. And he's a decent fighter, you know. And I think the first left cross that landed has damaged that right eye of the Frenchman. And now Drvis putting some decent work together here.
Off his head.
And once again, that jab there, just keeping Beard busy. Oh, lovely uppercut. Whew. He's a decent fighter, isn't he? Good body shots there from both hands. Very good awareness of where he is in the ring as well. Second time he's been told for pushing there from Mickey Van. As long as there's no naughties with the head, you're okay. And has Beard landed a punch in anger yet? I'm not too sure. And look at this, absolutely superb bit of work here for Drvis. I did think it would be a bit of a mismatch, but at the moment it's a one-way street, and that's an excellent round for the champion. Oh, very, very easy. Had an email, incidentally, from Richard Buston, a former Southern Area champion. Nice to hear from you, Richard. I'll get back to you, my friend, on that. Also got one from Bob Kastelik, who asked the question, who pays the fighters' expenses and travel and hotel, etc.? And how much of a purse does the actual fighter get? Well, I'll tell you, Bob, it's the promoter's job to pay all those expenses, and they often do. And the fighter gets, well, the manager gets 25% of a fighter's purse, and the trainer can get up to 10%, but that's often not the case. So yes, the fighter will get about 75%, and then he's got to pay his tax, of course, and any other expenses that he may have. But as I say, everything else is met by the promoter. I just hope that helps. Into round 2 then of this scheduled dozen for the European Light Heavyweight Championship. The champions made a good start. So the challenger from France up against a switch-hitting champion. And I tell you what, this Croatian is a decent fighter. And he's unbeaten, as I said before, in 24, looking for his 25th straight win. And I suspect this one will come inside the limit. Good footwork there. Oh, lovely uppercut. Very aware, as I said before, of his position in the ring. Knows where he is, knows where he's got to go, knows what the opponent's about to do. Very good vision. Can't but fail to be impressed with a fighter like this. And of course, being 6'6" as well, with these enormous long arms, makes life awfully difficult for anyone who wants to try and take this title away from him. Only one problem I have, of course, with this very casual, laid-back style that Drvis has, and that is if someone actually catches him cold on the chin, what will he do then? And there's an awful lot of pushing from Drvis. He needs to do that, of course, to keep the opponent at arm's length. And he's too lazy to use his feet, so he pushes instead, and it could cost him here. Mickey Van could take a point off him, although I don't think that will make a great deal of difference. I don't think this will go to the judges' scorecards. Well, left hook there from Beard, getting through. And Drvis doesn't appear to be a huge puncher. 11 out of those 24 have been beaten inside the limit, and no great names on the records. He beat Zoltan Beres, former Olympic bronze medalist. Who remembers Beres winning a bronze medal at the Barcelona Olympics? Not too many. Also stopped Bruce Osbeck in a couple of rounds. Beat Silvio Branco for the title. Defended against Kamal Amran. And this is his second defence tonight. And again, lovely chopping right there from the champ. And lots of missing now. And we've seen a fair bit of Beard over the years. And I'll tell you what, I've never seen him get a drubbing quite like this before. So the European Light Heavyweight Champion wins another round, and pretty comfortably again. Well, what on earth? The first left cross that landed in the fight did that to his cheek. Oh, there you go then. Martin Llewellyn, just for you, mate. Just a glimpse. Have that. More out of frustration than anything else, I think, therefore, Beard. Into round 3. And if Drvis turned it on here, I suspect he could probably finish this one. Can't believe that this 6'6" gentleman is only 12.5 stone. That's quite incredible. By the way, Drvis has boxed in Hungary as well as in Germany, Switzerland. So boxing is getting him around the world a little bit. And Beard trying in vain here to close the gap and do some decent work. Oh, big swiping right there. That was Drvis' own fault. He kind of turned his back almost. So Beard having his moments. Nice body punch that. And the uppercut, of course, always a good punch against a shorter fighter. And let's face it, Drvis is not going to meet many smaller than him, many bigger than him, is he? And also, Beard there leaning into the uppercut. He's as game as they come, though, Olivier Beard.
Get the arm out, Steve! Get your arm out!
By the way, referee Mickey Van comes from a very theatrical family. He's got his an autobiography out as well, which was probably well worth a read, actually. Very interesting story. His great-grandfather was the manager of the Elephant Man, and his dad was a world-famous knife thrower. And Mickey was, I believe, brought up in the circus. And also an ex-professional lightweight, Mickey Van. Oh, nice swiping right there. And Beard, well, stuck in that corner of Drvis, but gets away with it. And although some decent moments there for Olivier Beard, still another round, I believe, for the champion.
Voilà, ça y est maintenant comment ça du tout, Olivier. Ça y est maintenant comment ça va.
Engage.
Okay, fellas, box on.
So round 4, just getting underway as Olivier Beard, the challenger for the European light heavyweight crown in the gold and black, against a very decent champion who can be a little bit casual, I think is a good way of putting it. As you can see there, he takes his eye off the ball, and the first rule of boxing is defend yourself at all times, and he doesn't do that. You'll see, you know, he drops his hands, puts his head in the air, looks around him, and that's the downside really of being the European light heavyweight champion, or this one anyway. But there's lots of good things about him. Don't like the way he keeps pushing Beard off. If he's in a bad position, he's got to move his feet and get out of it. Can't just rely on pushing a man off all the time. And there's no doubt that Drvis can do the distance. He's done it so far on 3 occasions for 12 rounds. And the furthest so far that Beard has been is 10 rounds on 3 different occasions. I think the odds, by the way, of Beard landing a knockout punch on Drvis are pretty slim, although he has scored 14 inside the distance wins in 19 victories, so that puts him in with a chance, but it just seems awfully unlikely He may need it. Again, lovely left right there from Drvis, and well, Beard taking them, but he's mad too. Trying to lull Drvis into a false sense of security, I think. Oh, nice. And despite everything I've said about Drvis, I've got a feeling he might be an arm puncher, you know. Which of course means that he doesn't put every ounce of body behind the punch that he throws, which is of course the definition of an arm puncher, just someone who punches with the weight of the arm and nothing else. Nice. And again, a big round there for Drvis, despite the effort from Beard, who's getting pretty bashed up now. Not been off his feet yet, but he's showing every punch he's taken, hasn't he? Split on the bridge of the nose as well now. Had an email from Rusty Dooch, by the way, about tall fighters. Yes, there was a South African fighter, I don't remember his name either, and he was 7 foot tall. But don't forget, you've got a Russian, Nikolai Valuev. He's over 7 feet tall. He's absolutely enormous. But thanks, Rusty, for that. Into round 5. Well, once again, Beard having a good go here, but, you know, sometimes a fighter will have a massive round, and it's his last hurrah. So watch out for that moment for Beard. If he has a big round but doesn't actually achieve anything, expect him not to be too far from the end.
Let him go. You're holding.
Yes, he can be a bit of a crab at times, Stipe. Again, pushing off Beard there. Don't like to see that. Mickey should be getting hold of him. He warned him about it in the first round, but said nothing since. Well, big swiping right there from Beard. Once again, back to southpaw style here for the champion. Ooh, big right. And this needn't be a physical fight really for Drvis. If he could only use his feet properly, and that jab of his, that's all he needs. He's just letting Beard get too close to him at times.
Well done, Steve. The way let him go. Let him go. Let him go, Steve.
And despite, once again, the effort that Beard has expended, it's going to be another round here, I think, for the champion. Yeah, 50-45 on my card. 5 gone, potentially 7 to go.
Ça y est, il est rincé, il croche de plus.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? But will the circle be unbroken?
A strong unibody construction means there's no weak link in our chain. Hyundai, always there for you.
So, bit of replay as you come back to us, and we are in round 6 now of this European Championship contest. And, well, Stipe Drvis, in my opinion, has done pretty well so far to win the first 5. But there are things that we can pick holes in him about. Maybe I'm just being churlish, maybe not. I don't like the grab and push tactics. I don't think he should get away with it. I don't think Mickey Van is doing Olivier Beard, the challenger, any favours by allowing him to. And he has held persistently throughout this one. And that shove off with both hands all the time is so annoying. But when he does it right, it looks a joy. Is it all over? It is. Well, Mickey Van there rescuing. Well, he says, "Hey, I'm okay, I'm fine." But he was taking some pretty decent shots at that point, and had taken some pretty decent punches before then as well. So the champion retains then successfully for the second time. Maybe some of the German crowd a little bit miffed at the timing of the stoppage there, and I certainly know the challenger is. I've seen fighters in an awful lot worse than that and not get stopped. But I personally have got no complaint about it. I think it was more or less a one-way street. Episodic success for Beard, but that was about it really. Well, as you see Beard, they're jigging around saying, "Hey, I'm okay, I'm fine, what's going on?" But he did take some pretty hefty whacks there, although he shook his head when that right hand landed. And if only he would perform like he did in that closing barrage at all times, what a great fighter he could be.
Meine Damen und Herren, auch dieser Kampf endet vorzeitig. Der Ringrichter stoppte den Kampf in Runde 6. The referee stopped this fight in round number 6. Sieger durch technischen K.O. und damit alter und neuer Europameister. Winner by technical knockout in round number 6. And the new European champion, Stipe Drvis von Universum Box Promotion.
So Stipe Drvis then is still the champion, not the new champion at all, my dear, but he is still the champion. With a successful defence of his title there for the second time. And well, but he can be a bit clumsy at times.
Auch einen großen Applaus für den Herausforderer, Olivier Beard.
Absolutely right. Give him a big clap, and rightly so. Well, he must have been quite confused, I think, at Mickey Van's stoppage, but I've got no problem with it. Well, we've still got a bit more action to come here for you on British Eurosport. We've got Taras Bedenko next in a heavyweight 6-rounder against Gilberto Melo from Brazil. That's coming up next. and we hope you're going to stay with us. What a shame about that European Union
So,
belt.
liebe Zuschauer,
Horrible,
eins
isn't it?
muss ich Ihnen auf alle Fälle noch mit auf den Weg geben. Wenn Sie mögen, sehen wir uns alle wieder am 17. Februar.